up here in front of the bar in the order that you
Testing 1, 2. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Utica Curling Club. We're here live for the 2013 Utica Curling Club Charity Challenge. Carol Jones is just getting all the teams ready for the parade, which we'll have for you on the webcam.
We'll be going across the war room all the way across.
So Carol is telling the curlers, we'll be talking a lot about the Charity Challenge in the minutes ahead, but Carol is instructing the curlers on the piping in. We actually have bagpipes, and they'll be piped onto the ice. We have 10 teams here, so there'll be just a minute, and we'll be live, let's say in about 5 minutes, it looks like. So.
Anybody who steps over. Against the opals.
And we can listen in. We'll actually keep the mic on. Carol's actually getting the teams lined up.
Stars. Curl Scouts and the All Stars. Curl Scouts playing for the Girl Scouts, All Stars playing.
And Carol's husband, Dale, is actually getting me all the team names and all the information. So we'll have that for you in just a sec.
And the West Road Rockers. Higgins on Ice playing for the Wounded Warrior Project, and the West Road Rockers for the Missing Children. Right for Missing Children. Okay, everybody. Wonderful games. You got your brooms, you got your coaches.
And we just turned the ice shed mic on, so you'll be able to hear the bagpipes as they go out in the ice. See, we had a few viewers, and now we seem to have dropped down. So, just 1 sec, I'll have the team information. Actually, I'm going to run over there and see if I can get it. So I'm just going to be right back before the piping on, okay? And they've actually started the parade, so we'll actually put that on, get the webcam up and show you all the and the traditional piping on of the curlers, a tradition in our sport. And what you'll see is they'll line up on the sheet they're playing in, and then the bagpipes will come down, and they'll all follow the bagpiper. I'm sorry. Actually, we usually have an actual bagpiper here. I just noticed they're just playing the recording. It's the same idea. Brian Moore is serving as our honorary bagpiper. You see him there in the middle. He's getting them all set, and then you'll see the parade move down to this little line here, which is called the hog line. So welcome everybody. Again, my name is Doug Smith. We're live here at the Utica Curling Club for the 2013 Charity Challenge. And you can hear they're all having a great time. This is a fun event, raising money, all new curlers out here on the ice. And here's Brian. Oh, they're all laughing. And now our national anthem. Beautiful rendition of our national anthem. And now
all right, we've had a great deal of fun. The ice is yours. Good curling.
And now the curling begins. That was really nicely done. So let me unplug the webcam here. Okay, our feature game today, actually, let's talk a little bit about the Charity Challenge. The Charity Curling Classic. This is actually the 14th annual Charity Curling Classic here at the Utica Curling Club. There's 10 teams. And what it is, we have our team names, and they're actually playing for a charity. So through, they raised money. We'll have that information for you. Our game we're going to be showing on sheet 3 is actually going to be the Team Opal and Team Amethyst. These are all employees of the Taberg Residential Center Citizens, Taberg Residential Center for Girls. It's in Taberg, New York, and the advisory board is actually the charity they're playing for. Team Opal had raised $380, and Team Amethyst has raised $330. So the way it actually works is they actually get points for the amount of money that they raise. And we combine that with how many points they'll score here on the ice. Again, this is a fun event. These are all new curlers. They're not members of the Utica Curling Club. Some of them, I understand, had played in this in the past. So this is like a one-year, every annual type event. They come out and have a great time. And we're to be streaming. So hopefully for those of you who are new or watching this, maybe not live, but actually on the recording, you can see all the pomp and circumstance we have with curling. It's a wonderful social sport, and a lot of friends are made here. It's a great time. So we encourage you to come out and give the sport a try. So let's introduce the rosters. I'm sorry, I'm just getting my notes organized here. I apologize. We'll get a 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, folks. I'm back now. Team Opal is skipped by Charles Credret. The vice is Jay Kniesel. Jay Kniesel. The second is Joe Aiello, and the lead is Janice Curran. Team Amethyst is skipped by Sam Spina. The vice is Scott Diego. The second is Dave De La Osa Cruz, and the lead is Bruce Warkup, who's actually in the hack right now. So let's get our cameras going, and I'll get the scoreboard updated in just a sec. But here's Bruce Warkup throwing the blue stones. And you can see these guys are having a lot of fun. This is a blast. Nice outfits here. That's a pretty good stone to start the game out. Oh, just slipped through. Yeah. But these teams have actually been here since 10 o'clock, some earlier than others. And okay. Next to throw is Janice Curran of Team Opal. And is sweeping it. Nice form on the sweeping. These curlers have been coached well. And I didn't mention before, actually each team here playing for a charity actually has a coach who's a member of, experienced member of the Utica Curling Club. It's down here helping them out. Let's see. So that one didn't quite make it over the hog line. That's okay, though. The way curling is played, for those of you who are new to the sport, each team throws 8 stones. And we were actually talking with a gentleman who was here earlier. He's talking that reminds him of bocce, and he's exactly right. The scoring is identical to bocce. It's closest to the rings and the center button. Once we get a few stones in play, we'll be able to explain it better. So here's Dave De La Osa Cruz. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Bruce Warkup still. My apologies. So no stones in play. That looks like it might make it into the rings. And Dan Baris is actually the coach of both of these teams. And Dan also employed at the Table Residential Center for Girls in Tabor. So here's Janice Curran throwing her second stone. That's a nice delivery. Said these teams were here at 10 o'clock. For those who are new to the sport, out here getting some coaching, getting some practice, kind of like what we do every fall with an open house. We encourage you to come in the fall. We usually have our open houses in like the 3rd week in October. And that should be in the rings. Let's get the view there, and there it is. So there's our first one. So if the way the curling works, those colored rings have no meaning, actually. It's just whatever's in the outer, what they call the 12 foot away from the center button. They see the center circle. There's actually a little drill hole in the ice, which represents the center point of that circle. And however many stones are closer to your opponents that are in the rings. So anywhere in that outer, anywhere in that 12-foot ring is a scoring stone. Now this is Dave De La Osa Cruz, his first stone. And that looks pretty good. He's looks like he was trying to remove it. Just a little wide. It was a nice throw, though. Good attempt. You can see curling's a great sport. Just a couple hours of practice, and you're actually out here enjoying a game. Okay, this is Joe Aiello for Team Opal. And let's see this. Now, there's actually the skip down there. See Dan? He's actually helping him out. He's showing him. So what Dan will say is he's actually telling him what type of shot to throw. And when he's holding the broom there, he's actually giving an alignment point for the shooter. So here's the shooter. That's Joe Aiello. And the skip is Charles Cadret. So Joe's going to aim right for that broom. Right here is where he's aiming, trying to get it hit. Throw that stone right there. I think Dan wanted him to just throw enough weight to like tap this yellow one a little further into the rings. Okay, so just give me a sec here. I can actually get our scoreboard up. I'll wait till the end's over. It'll probably be a little easier. They're going to play a 4-end game here. And we talked about the money that was raised by each one of these teams for their charity of choice, and they get a certain amount of points for how much money was raised, and then they combine it with the points they accumulate in the fun game here, and they actually have nice awards and prizes after. So that's is looking for another takeout, curling a little bit, might get a piece of it. Okay, so as we say, yellow is actually counting 1. So if this was at the end of all 16 stones, yellow would score 1 point, and we'd go on to the next end. And then is like similar to an inning in baseball. Typical games at the club level, you play 8 ends. For this charity fun event, we're just going to play a 4-end game. So there's what we mentioned, the broom. And this is Joe Aiello. So that's said, each player throws 2 stones. This is Joe's second stone. 8 total for each team in the end. Getting it now. The stone has to get beyond that hog line. That's what it's called, that line you see right here, in order to be in play. This is called the hog line. So any stone that doesn't get beyond that is removed from play. But that one made it through. Not a bad shot. So what they're thinking now is what ideally you can see, you want to get stones. Like if you were yellow, these are called guards. And you'd want to get a stone hiding behind these guards so then the other team can't remove them. Okay, this is Scott Diego. Or Team Amethyst. I think that's what they were trying to do, what I kind of just drew up. They were trying to throw it in there and hide it behind those sprox. So then Dan's going to give them a little more, just tell them about what they're trying to do. Again, it's wonderful. Excuse me for a second. It's one of the great aspects of the sport. I mean, a couple hours of practice, you're out here enjoying a game. You pick it up very quickly, but you can spend a lifetime learning all the finer points of it. But it's a great game to get started with. You can get up and running fairly quickly. And we have a nice audience here, friends of all these teams watching over on the other sheets. Okay, this is, looks like Jay Niesel. Dale Jones just came by. Actually, all the teams here raised $3,253.50 total for their charities. That's a wonderful, wonderful total. So we'll actually put it on what we call our quad view. You can kind of see all different. So in the upper right, it's actually, you see, we're facing the glass. we're all sitting. Over in this is up here in this view. You can actually see the camera right here on the top of sheet 3, the scoreboard on sheet 3. Excuse me.
You didn't listen to me.
Now we'll cut back. We'll be introducing the other teams as soon as this end is over. Let's watch a little curling action. Okay, so still one yellow counting in the rings and a bunch of guards out front. Okay, so what they're indicating there is they want to just tap that yellow stone that's in the rings, just promote it a little bit further in. Again, anywhere in that 12-foot circle, the colors are irrelevant. They're just there for reference. Anywhere in the colored circle, in the what we call the 12-foot circle, is a counting stone. And this is Jay Niesel's second shot. And that one's a little short. So we're actually recording this. So a lot of people may be watching this after the fact. If you're new to the sport, I hope you you're welcome to come down to the club anytime. And more than many people here would be more than happy to help you out, get you down on the ice, throw a few stones. We have a great bar here, great restaurant. So it's just an awesome place to spend the winter. Okay, so I think we're at what they call skip stone. So these are, when you get into the skip of the team is actually calling for the strategy. He doesn't sweep any of the stones. He dictates the strategy for each end, for all the players, and where to throw it. So this is Sam Spina, the skip of Team Amethyst. And it was a false start. That's okay. Not a problem. Team's all having a great time out here. See, nothing but smiles out here. Yeah, pretty good throw. That's definitely going to get some rocks, I think. All right, and the Dan's instructing him. When you hit a stone with your but they'll just replace where it would go. I don't think it mattered much. I think it was still outside the rings. But when that happens, when you accidentally hit a stone with your foot or something, usually just the skips just agree to where to put it. The Dan's explaining. I would just sit back and watch the action here. Okay, so yellow still counts one. That's the only rock we have in play. And here is Charles Cordret, the skip for Team Opal. Oh. And let's see where this one winds up. Had a little spill, but he's fine. Can't see who that. We've all done it. Oh, okay. Yeah, hang on a second. I'm being asked to turn the TV on. Just a second for the shot for the rocks in the far house. Okay, and they're all they're looking at the overhead, the TV. Actually, the shot we have up as well on our web stream. So they're looking at the who's closer to the middle between the blue and the yellow. As I mentioned before, both of those are on. So not sure who was the closest. Definitely they're going to score one yellow. But if blue was second closest, then it would be just cut them. It would just be a score of one. If yellow was closer, obviously the amount of rocks closer to the center as your opponent is how many you score. So let's see what they actually hang on the scoreboard. Actually, it's two. So it's two yellow. And we have the scoreboard up for you now. So Team Opal scored 2, and now we're starting the second end. So now they'll come back towards the warm room, actually, where we're sitting, where they started. Again, we're playing 4 ends here. This fun event, Charity Challenge. So now what happens is the team that scored, which was Team Opal, now Team Amethyst now gets to shoot last. So it's called having the hammer. You see the little hammer up on the scoreboard. So Team Opal now shoots first. But again, the same order. Each player throws 2 rocks taking turns each rock. Now we'll leave this up to introduce the other teams here that are out playing. We're just showing the game on sheet 3. We actually have, let me see here, Julie gave me, on sheet 1 we have teams Misfits 1 and Misfits 2. They are playing for the charity name of Personal Ponies, and they raised $90. Way to go. Let me see where the other, yeah, I don't have that here, so I apologize for that. On sheet 2, that's Elite Martial Arts. They're actually playing for the Stephen Swan Humane Society, and they raised a total of $366. That's way to go. It's excellent. And they're playing against Stone Cold is the name of the team. Great name. Also playing for Stephen Swan Humane Society, and they raised a total of $110. So that's over on sheet number 2. Sheet 3, we mentioned before, that's our feature game. Sheet 4, we actually have, the team name is called Curl Scouts. Great names here. They're playing for the Girl Scout, the charity is the Girl Scouts of New York and Pennsylvania. They raised $100, and they are actually playing against All Scars. That's the name. Titan Homes, it says here, my sheet, and they are playing for the charity Waterville Food Pantry. And they raised $820. That's fantastic. On sheet 5, our final 2 teams, we have the first team is called Higgins on Ice. They're playing for the Wounded Warrior Project. They raised a very impressive total of $757.50. So way to go, that's excellent. And they are playing against the West Road Rockers, the team name. Playing for a ride for missing and exploited children. And they raised a total of $300. So excellent job by all the teams, and I hope they're having a great time. And again, because these are all newer curlers, they're all being coached by either brand new to the sport, maybe they played in this event in the past in a couple of instances, but none of these are members of the Utica Curling Club or regular curlers. They're just starting out in the sport. So we're using this broadcast to actually show the sport for those friends of the teams out here that want to watch the recording, learn a little bit about it. You saw that piping on, a wonderful tradition that curling has. And we encourage you to come down. We're right here in Whitesboro on Clark Mills Road. So come on down anytime and try the sport out. All right, so let's get back to our regular camera view. And you see that one's going to go a little through. Now we're actually, this is a camera from where I'm sitting. You can see us here. I'm waving. And here's Julie Shinatri, our club president. Hi, Julie. Oh, I don't hear you. Oh, I got it. I'll try it.
Hi, Doug.
That's better.
Good to be back with you.
It's a lot of fun. I'm having a blast just watching. And what I've been telling Julie is I'm actually kind of combining this with like a little promotional. Like I figure a lot of newer curlers may be watching the recording
Right.
over the summer and stuff. So I'm trying to explain some of the real basics of the sport.
So this is our 14th charity challenge, and people are having a lot of fun. We've already had a
great time.
Yeah, we've had them out for practice, and they've all. We kind of start the day. People come in, get with their teams, get with their coaches, do a little practice. People who've never curled before learn how to curl and deliver the stone. So you get a little lesson, and then we have lunch, and we have our ceremony.
Yes.
And we pipe on, and
That's great, yeah.
it's already exciting. Down on the sheet I was on, we had a double takeout.
Oh, wow, great.
Against 5. It was awesome. Wish I could do that.
So we have our rosters right here.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
So our feature game is their charity is the Table Residential Center for Girls in Taberg,
New York. Yep. And Dan Barise is their coach,
Right.
and Dan and Claire. I think I
Yep.
saw Claire out there as well. Dan actually works there with these folks. Yeah, and that's right. That's the charity, and
Right.
actually the advisory board is.
Are the people who are playing?
Yeah, they're all employees of the Taberg Residential Center for Girls.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get the. That looks like a nice shot. Let's see who's through that.
Actually, these guys have helped us. They put their names on their backs.
I know. Yeah, I introduced all the just before you came up. I actually introduced all the teams on all the sheets. So.
Great. So this, as you can hear the mics in the shed, everybody's having a good time. Lots of chatter. I've been putting my papers in front of your switching.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, looks like a.
So we have one yellow in the rings. And that's
no,
from Team Opal, but that one looks like it's going to be closer to the center. So Team Amethyst now. Little fist pump.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have wrote the numbers down. Here, I have to. So that was blue. That must have been the second, I think.
No. Oh, that must have been the second. Dave De La Oscar Cruz?
Yes.
Yes, it was.
1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So that's 4 stones each have been thrown.
So Coach Dan Barise he's talking to Skip Charles Catteray and basically telling him that he wants to put a yellow rock almost right down to that blue rock so that it outcounts.
Right. So just bring a rock in here like that. Have it sit there. Then if they try to hit it out, it might be difficult. It might knock the blue out. The blue team tries to remove it.
Well, this looks like a nice delivery. coming down. They're yelling to sweep now. Oh, this is a nice stone.
Yeah,
Very
that's,
nice stone.
Jay Niesel.
Look at that. And that looks pretty good to me.
Almost where we just drew it up.
Right. Just a little bit.
That's
Gonna
really
bump it a little.
Look at that. That's an excellent shot.
Oh, nice shot.
And you can see the high fives.
Right.
Great shot.
Well, so now they wanted to. They really wanted it a little bit above the blue stone, but this still makes it. So team.
This is Scott Diego.
Oh, Scott Diego. So Team Amethyst has to take this out. And if they do, they'll sit 1 and 2. But let's see what happens. Oh, nice delivery.
Very nice. And
Here it comes. They're yelling to sweep. Is it heavy enough? Oh, very nice shot.
Wow, he's trying to freeze right down to a very difficult shot. That's looking pretty good. Hey, very nice.
Very, very nice.
Hey, that's an excellent shot.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we were talking about earlier, the scoring. They're happy with some fans here
Yeah.
with signs. This is great. All right, so we actually can't. I'll get it on this view. So actually, the scoring stones now. This is closest, so that scores 1. That's second closest, so that scores 2.
And we're not sure if it's the which one's 3 and 4. The two yellow rocks are pretty close.
Yeah, they look to be identical.
Yeah.
But as we said, here's the center button, so it's however many stones are as close as to the center button versus your opponent's. So that's 1, 2. We think this is 3.
Yeah.
And this is 4th closest.
Right behind Charles there.
All right, so let's get back to, are we in skip stones yet? We're still in vice stones. So let me update our rock. And
this is Joe Aiello.
no, this is Jay Niesel.
Oh, Jay Niesel,
Yep.
I'm sorry. Okay, yellow's trying to come right down to that blue stone. This looks very nice.
Boy, they have pretty
Boy.
good draw weight.
They do. Oh, look at this. This is really nice. They're gonna freeze on one stone. Oh, that's pretty. That's a good shot.
Now, Julie, I used the word draw weight. Why don't you explain that for our newer curlers out there, what that means?
Well, so when we talk about draw weight, we're talking about.
Well, maybe we just back up even and talk about what is a draw.
What is a draw?
Okay.
That's a very good.
Yeah,
very
a draw and a takeout.
You may hear on TV, or if you're listening to these video, Ustream videocasts, you might hear things about takeouts and draw weights and our draw weight or draw shot essentially, what a draw shot is you are trying to get into a scoring position or into the rings and stay in the rings in a certain position. A takeout, as the name suggests, is you're trying to remove a stone. It's usually the opponent's stone, but occasionally you remove your own stone on purpose.
Yep.
Lots
Or
of times,
sometimes not.
on purpose. But as we call for a draw shot, so as we see this, you want to get the weight that it's
Right. Position in the rings. Yep.
Yeah.
So here,
What a great shot this is. Look at this.
They have a nice path here. So this is what makes curling exciting when you actually get lots of rocks closer, lots of rocks piled up around that center button. And actually makes for, you can see if you throw a big weight shot now, you can move a lot of stones out and have the score is, you can have dramatic reversals of fortune with the score.
So Coach Maurice is what he's explaining to the skip is you can either have your you can either draw down to this rock here and be shot
right here,
or you can hit this rock on the inside and roll over.
Yep. So actually yellow is throwing right now. Yep, the skip.
Yeah.
So I see. So you can, like Julie said, you can draw down, or you could just maybe have a takeout any one of these stones.
Right.
That's closer than your own stone.
And if you're really good,
Julie, you want to draw it up? Go ahead.
You know what say some of the other people in
I'm sorry, go
our
ahead.
club would do is
Actually-
come down to hit this one and then hit this one, hit these both out.
Yep. We're actually throwing right
yeah.
now, so I'm going to cut over.
Yeah.
And, yep, go ahead. Up, you got to click the mouse, and then it'll go away. There it is. Let me get the shot.
And that's
this looks like that's definitely throwing enough force for a takeout.
Oh, so here's what actually that.
Not bad.
Well, what they did is they really wanted to hit the rock that you can't see because Coach Baris is right there. But they really wanted to hit this rock, and they ended up just being a little wide and hitting their own rock out.
Yeah.
So.
But they did remain in the rings.
Yeah.
So right now, let's see how many. It's hard to tell because we have this camera angle. The players block it, but just looking on the glass, we can see
2 blue. Blue is
blue is sitting 2. Like the one, there's Dan, number 1, the coach, and you can see the stone right to the right of his right foot is probably the shot rock. Well, actually, the one to the left is closest, but it's irrelevant. I mean, those are the 2 closest.
So that's 1.
Yep.
That's 2.
Right, and then this yellow over here on the right is the 3rd shot.
Because I can't do 3s.
That's good. Not too bad.
And they want to put a guard up now. So now what they're trying to do is put a blue one right here, as you just saw, so that it guards that rock.
Okay, so this is Sam?
This is Sam Spina.
Yep, the skip.
Looks like a nice rock. It's got to curl a lot, though. Let's see how...
You see they're sweeping it.
Wow, Coach Baris doesn't think it's really heavy enough. And it's a good weight for a guard.
Yeah, Dan's telling her, sweep. You can hear Dan, the coach. He's absolutely right. They want to keep sweeping it.
They're trying to guard. So they've got a guard on this one right here, or part of, but this is still wide open, and this is the shot rock. And so we'll see what Team Opal does.
And you heard Julie use that word guard, and I mentioned it before. I mean, that's really where you get the strategy in play, because you want to, I mean, really, there's only 2 main shots in curling. There's the draw, as Julie was describing, and the takeout, which is actually removing your stone. So what you do with these guards out front here is you're basically trying to block anyway, the takeout of your own, for the opponents to remove your stone.
Or to draw down to them, because if they draw down to them and sit on them, they'll be out counting you.
Mm-hmm.
So they're basically blocking a path to the stone.
Okay, so let's see. We're lining up the ice here. Dan's helping. Okay, so we talked about the broom. I've covered that in the first end.
So what they're going to try to do, it looks like they're...
Are they playing a hit?
I don't know if they're playing a hit or a draw.
Okay, let's see.
I think they're playing a hit.
This is Charles Credret.
Nice shot. This seems like a very nice weight. Is it going to come back?
Now this definitely has enough force for a takeout.
Oh, here it comes.
And it's curling up.
Is it going to stay for shot, though? That's the key. Oh,
no, it won't be closer, but it did remove one of the blues. So now it looks like blue is counting just 1.
Right. So now
Well, Julie, another thing we haven't talked about is why is the sport called curling?
So, yeah, the sport's called curling. The rocks curl. No, the way it's actually called curling because of the way the rocks will curl towards in a direction that you would want it to curl if you put if you put a spin on the rock and have the right weight. So when people throw these rocks, they just don't throw them straight down the ice. They start with the handle that off center, and then they turn the handle.
Right. And you can kind of see that with actually this is Sam's left stone.
Right.
You see what Julie was talking about. They actually there's a handle on these rocks, a plastic handle.
And as you watch them, this one's curling.
Yeah, see how it's moving but it's also rotating around, and that's what causes the curl, the friction of the rock against the ice. And they're trying to sweep it hard to get it in the rings.
And they've got in the rings.
Okay, so when they clear all out, we'll see here that when they count them up, that this, where Dan is, that's the close. Blue will score 1. And he's explaining. And then the next closest is yellow, which is over here, which is 2. So that one, and then the other ones are irrelevant.
Yeah.
Right, so it's just like bocce. We were talking about that same exact scoring as bocce. So, Team Amethyst gets on the board with a score of 1. We'll go to the third end, and as I explained in the first end now, the team that scored last now has to shoot the first stone of the end, and then now the yellow team now will have the very last stone, the 16th stone of the end, which is the skip's second stone. And you can see they call that the hammer because that's a very vital shot. Because you could have 4 blues. Say Team Opal is yellow, and there's 6 blue stones, and the skip is the last to shoot, and he knocks one out and sits closer to the middle. You score 1, and the other team blue gets nothing.
And in fact, that's happened on sheet 5 in a game. One team was sitting 5, and the skip shot a double takeout and took 1.
Yeah,
and
that happens all the time.
It happens all the time. You just have to have a path to the what we call the button.
Right.
That middle, that bullseye. If you can get there, you can score.
Mm-hmm. It's really a quite simple game to the theory of it. But there's a lot
the practice is it's not quite so simple, but the theory. Actually, this game, for people who are newbies, to become proficient enough to play, and the learning curve is very, very shallow. To get really to get to the point where you see people in the Olympics or see people in the Worlds,
right.
That learning curve is very steep.
Right. I was mentioning that before you came up, Julie. Like, you take a sport like golf. I mean, it takes a while for someone to even be comfortable out there on the course. But here I was saying, 2 hours, they're out there, they're actually having an enjoyable game, making shots that you might see in the Olympics. Like a double takeout.
Right.
I mean, that's possible, and that's what makes this sport so much fun.
Right. Oh.
Hey, we had a stray stone on sheet 4 almost.
Take somebody out.
Yeah. And a lot of people think, it's slippery out there. You can see. I mean, I think it was Bruce. Oh, I'm sorry. It was Joe Aiello, number 5 there. Yeah. You see him standing on that camera angle. He slipped, but no big deal. It got right up.
Right.
We've all been on ice skating rinks. You fall over.
Well, this is,
it's not as slippery as and most of the players here wear, you'll see rubber grippers on their feet to keep them, to help them with their balance.
Well, and this isn't like hockey ice. I don't know if you explained this. This is actually the ice is stippled. We lay down what we call a pebble. So before the playing surface is scraped, and I don't want to call it a Zamboni, but you scrape off so it's flat, and then what you do is you lay down what we call a pebble. So we have water that's basically sprinkled on so that you have kind of a stipple effect, and that helps with the curl. I mean, so it's just not a flat surface.
Mm-hmm. And it's actually, if you think about if you stepped in a box of marbles, you know how slippery that would be on your foot, as opposed to an actual piece of wood or something like that. So that's what Julie's saying. That little pebble actually freezes, and the bottom of the rock rides over the top of that pebble.
Right, and as it slows down, it'll catch on that pebble, and if you have a rotation on it, that's what causes it to curl. But I tend to tell people, think about if you're in upstate New York, when you get that thin sheet of, it's been raining, kind of around 32 degrees, and then it freezes.
Familiar with that. Yep.
It freezes, and you get that kind of bumpy, very thin layer on your windshield. That's exactly, we get that bumpy thin layer on top of our ice here. So, and as the game goes on, that wears down a little bit, and so the characteristics of the ice change. So we call this bocce on ice. We also call it chess on ice because
heard that term.
It's actually a dynamic game, and people don't really realize that until you play, that the ice conditions change during the course of a game, and so things that the way the rock was behaving early in the game may not be the way it behaves at the end of the game.
Okay, so we're in the third end. Good game going so far. Team Opal versus Team Amethyst. And this is the lead this is Bruce Warkup.
Team Amethyst.
The blue was just delivered.
So Team Opal is up 2-1 after 2 ends.
And that
was actually a really nice shot.
Great line.
Great line. It went through the house. It was a little heavy, but if you watched as it went down the ice, it curled. And it went down the line that the skip wanted it to.
Right.
The skip wanted it to curl behind that guard and stop. Now, obviously it didn't stop, but that's sort of what the kind of strategy you want to use. You want to put up a guard and you want to hide behind it. Mm-hmm. And if you're the team that has the last rock, you don't want any guards. You want the whole middle open so you can get to the get to the button.
Okay, let's see what they're asking. This is Janice Curran to throw. Weight looks okay.
The weight looks fine.
See what's going to happen here.
I think she's going to nick it on the side.
Yeah, we won't get into the free guard zone. We'll leave that for another broadcast.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good shot.
That's going to be a good shot.
Yeah.
Oh.
And.
Oh, is it going to stop?
Oh, I keep it. Is it going to stop?
Oh, man. That looked like a pretty darn good shot.
No,
I think it's going to just stop.
I'll have to pull my scoreboard down.
Yeah, it's just right in the...
It's in the rings, and as I said before, these colors in here, it's all it really is in curling is close to that.
Right.
So that's a scoring shot for now.
For now.
Yeah. As I get that, whenever I bring somebody new down here, I always get that question. It's like, what are the reason for the colors of the rings?
Yeah.
They always think that there's more points awarded if you're in the blue or something like that. So, oh, okay, back to now we're in the second stones. I'll get the shot rocks updated. You can see on this scoreboard, that's actually showing you how many rocks for each team is remaining in the end. But I'm a little lax on updating it. Just we have to do everything here, switch the cameras. And that's a good looking shot for blue. It's going to knock the yellow out. And the yellow is now removed, and the blue one, if I'll take the scoreboard down. Now that's still technically in play. It looks like it might be what we call biting the rings, and we actually have a tool that you can actually put that would measure such a thing. Like sometimes by eyeballing it, you can't tell if it's touching the rings or not.
And we have what's called the biter bar, and then it's just the... It's basically a bar that is about 12 feet long.
Yeah, it's exactly 12 feet long.
And it just goes around the outside of the rings. And we have to say that, these rings are, they measure everything when they paint, but it's painted by hand, and so they're not necessarily exactly even,
right.
And that's why you have a thing like a biter bar. We also have a measuring tool, because sometimes there are shots that are just... Both shots look very, very close.
Right.
Same distance in the button, and so there's a tool for that.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what Dan is showing. Now we're actually in. This is Joe. This is on the second stones. Dave De La Osa Cruz.
Yep.
We'll get his delivery. Not too bad. Looks pretty good. It's coming down to the wings. Dan's asking they needed to sit down a little bit.
So for the ice is rather keen, as we call it. That would be fast, and so it's great. It's great for people who haven't curled before, because ice that's slow, it's much harder to get down to the other end. So when your ice is keen, you have a little bit more control, and so it makes it much more fun for people who are just starting.
Right. I think everybody's having a blast out there. Again, I haven't seen smiles disappear yet from all the other sheets. So again, we're just playing 4 ends here. Okay, now we're actually into the. This is Joe Aiello for Team Opal. They have the hammer.
Right.
They have the last rock, as we were talking about. So you see Dan is actually trying to get him to curl in behind this blue one and out-count this blue in the back.
Now this may, I don't know if
it's a little wide.
It's a little heavy. If it had been just a little less, it might have come down right on that blue rock.
You can see. I mean, we've seen repeated attempts. They're just trying to get down in here, because that's what makes the sport. That's why we call it curling, as Julie was talking about, because the rock will actually swing, 3 or 4 feet. You can actually aim it out here, and it will curl in this way. It wouldn't be much fun. It wouldn't be much fun if the rocks didn't curl.
No.
I mean, it would just be. In fact, I was reading this history of curling, and they said, like in the 1700s in Scotland, they actually discouraged curling. Like in the very early origins of the game, when they played on locks and stuff, it was considered bad form to have curl. That's in 1700. It's like okay. I know Scots are. Well, anyway. Well, that's where golf was invented as well.
Right.
Okay, so back to our game here.
Oh, it looks like they're going to put another one in.
Yep, and
Let's
that's going to... Okay, now that one we can see...
That's biting.
That's definitely biting. So we'll just assume that this one's in. I can't draw. So that we're going to say this is the first shot, and this is second stone.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Not on our camera up here.
So Team Amethyst now doesn't have the hammer. Now when you score and you don't have last rock advantage, that's called stealing an end.
Right, and so the basic in any curling match, the basic idea for the team that has the hammer is to take 2 or more rocks. So have 2 closer to the button than the opponent. For the team that doesn't have the hammer, their job is to only allow the team that has the hammer to take 1 or less or steal. So your job is if the team that has, if you don't have the hammer, if you don't have last rock, and you hold the other team to 1, that's a great end because you expect in the next end when you have the hammer that you're going to take 2. So if you're taking 2 and holding your opponents to 1, at the end of the game you've won.
Yeah.
Okay, steals are always bonuses, but if you're holding your opponents to 1 and are able to make your 2 or more, you're going to win the game. And you know, I've been on a team where all we did is steal. We never took more than 1, but we won the game. You know, but that's very rare to do. That's very, very hard to do when you're playing at a higher level. For people who are 5-year and under curlers who haven't been curling that long, you have more steals in games. And you know, at the top levels, one minor mistake can cause a team to steal, which is a much bigger deal at that level than at our level, at the club level.
Okay, so what just happened there is yellow, they were going for the takeout, and they were just a little wide, and it promoted that yellow in. So now if you look from a far view, you'll actually see that guy, what we call, is undercover. So it's going to be difficult for the blue team to actually remove that yellow stone.
So if, you know, so now blue is, there's a couple things blue can do. Blue can curl behind their guard.
Yeah, let's see what Dan is calling. Maybe
Is this
just
a-
explain what Dan is calling. Probably be easier.
Well, so now yellow's sitting shot, and
Right.
and they're shooting right now. So what Dan is calling is he's saying, okay, split the house. They can't, you know, you want to put 1 on one side of the house, 1 on the other side of the house.
Right.
The blue team can't, there's no way they can remove both with 1 rock.
Okay, so right, so they're actually, the options were to, and Dan's actually going to have him
It's
call
wrong,
here,
the-
but that's still effectively splitting these up. So
Right.
you wouldn't want to group the yellows together because then the blue could get them both out.
Right.
That's the theory.
So he's actually going to have them, he's going to have him,
Right, so they're asking for this little come around and hide behind this
Right,
blue
right.
one here.
right.
Okay, so this is Dan Niesel, or I'm sorry, Jay Niesel, device
Yep.
for Team Opal.
So.
Okay, now that one probably would be what Julie was referring to. They're
Right.
looking to get out here, which would be equally as good.
Right. They just need to,
Get it in the rings, and that looks okay.
yeah, it looks like it's going to be good.
And we'll watch it come in. They're sweeping hard, and let's see if it makes it in. It's going
Oh,
to
it's going to
definitely.
be, yeah. I don't think they might have overswept a little bit. No, it's okay.
Okay, so yellow is counting 1 and 2.
So they swept it pretty hard. They probably could have come up a little earlier because you usually want to have a rock above what we call the T line. You
Right.
can't really see the T line, but it intersects the button, and so there's a actually.
Yeah, you can see it on this view.
Right.
See this line right here? That's what Julie's referring to,
This
the
is the
T line.
T-line.
Yep. There, it's a little washed out. Now you,
Right.
it's weird. Wow, it just washes out. I think it shows up when I first switch over. Look, watch that. Yeah, you can kind of see it.
Yeah.
All right, so yellow's sitting 2. So blue needs to really. There's only 1 end remaining. You can't give yellow too many rocks here. Of course, this is new curlers, so you could have an 8-ender.
Right.
You know.
Well, I think what they're calling is they're going to come and sit down on this rock on the
Yeah, on the right-hand side.
right.
And draw it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
They
looks
want.
like let's get the Skip's indication here. Let's see what
Yeah.
he does.
Yeah,
So
he's
Dan,
brilliant.
what is he saying?
He wants him to come down and
Okay.
draw on that. Yeah.
I see. So Dan is right. Come down to this stone here.
and sit shot rock and then.
Yeah. So this is Charles Gurdett. Oh, I'm sorry,
And
Sam.
that's-
Sam
yeah,
Spina.
yeah.
Yep. For Team Amethyst. And Team Opal. Charles has. We'll have. They'll both
Oh,
have
that's
2
a little
stones.
light. That's light.
Yeah, it looks a little light and a little wide. That was okay, so let's see what Team Opals will probably just want to get something in the house.
Right.
Yep. You can set it down. Thanks.
So in this Team Opal's been sitting in pretty good shape. So first shot for their skip. They're talking about they want to draw. It looks like they want to draw right behind that blue guard.
But Dan is
Showing
giving him some
the
coaching.
options, yeah. And so this is chess. This is chess on ice because
Getting our picture taken.
right.
There.
This is chess on ice because you're always thinking ahead. What is my opponent going to do after I shoot my shot?
Yep.
And what if I you think about options B and C, and okay, if my shot's a little wide, a little narrow, a little heavy, what can we do?
Right.
And then you always think of, okay, how do we not hurt ourselves?
Yes. Charles, this is Charles. Okay, so they could really, again, I'm lazy with the rocks here.
So he looks like he's going to go right down to his yellow one. He's going to do what blue wanted to do, although it looks just a touch heavy.
Yeah, it looks a little heavy.
It's a beautiful takeout.
It's just, it may hang around. Let's see if they can.
Well, if he doesn't.
I mean, I'm just saying they might both stick around. Nope, it's just going to take out his own stone, but nearly nothing. No.
Right. No damage.
It just was.
Yeah. That was actually a really nice delivery. It was a really beautiful delivery. That would be a shot that.
Those are the toughest shots.
They're
too.
toughest shots.
When you're drawing around rocks, that's a very difficult shot. All right, so big shot here for Sam Spina. He needs to cut down Team Opal. He can actually score. Like he said, all you need is closest to the button. So if he could get one in the rings here pretty close to that button, put a little pressure on Charles to hit it out.
Or to outdraw him.
Yeah, or to outdraw. But probably more likely they'd go for the takeout. But we'll see. Let's see if Sam can make a good shot here. Nice delivery. He's in balance. Very nice balance.
Oh, he might get a tap up here.
That could be very. Let's take a look at this as it's coming in.
Oh, they're telling him to sweep hard.
Yeah, needs a little bit more weight. Come on, bring it in.
No, he's got to get off that blue rock.
Yeah, right. You don't want it. You want to at least outcount the yellow.
Oh, and he's going to outcount the yellow. Great shot.
That's a nice shot. Okay.
Great shot.
Very nice. And Sam likes it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So
there it is.
So with curling, just to let everybody know, it's a very civilized sport. So even if you're the other team and you're upset about that, you say good shot.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Yeah, this is great. I'd like to see more of this in our regular life. Dancing around. This is awesome. So now Sam has just came through big time there.
Right. That's
now put a little pressure on Charles, right? And if Charles makes this shot, they can score 3. If he can hit and just stick right there.
Right. So we could see another great shot here.
Yep. That's fun. That's what this is all about. This is great. Yeah, etiquette of the sport. There's a lot.
And you know what? He just shot the shot, by the way, people, and it looks great.
Oh, that looks super.
That looks super.
That's going to be right on it.
Uh-oh. Do they call some?
No, it's perfect.
That's perfect.
Look at this.
Look at this shot, people.
Boom. There he is.
There he is.
Look at that. He's pumped up. He's fired up. That's a great shot. Let's count them out. That's 3.
That's 3.
3 for Team Opal.
Yeah.
And you see we have our team. Yep, they're looking up.
Yeah.
That's score 3.
Wow.
Sweet.
So we'll go score 5-1. Hammer. And reset and go to 4th.
Well, that's why they pay the skips the big bucks.
Oh, I didn't have the scoreboard up there. There it is. I have it up now. All right, so this is our final end. And you can see Dan. We won't even talk about the scoreboard. It's way too confusing for newer curlers. Just go Google curling, and if you look at the Wikipedia article on curling, it actually has a detailed explanation of the scoreboard. Right. So Yeah, I try not to. When I bring people down to the club, I don't even go near the scoreboard. It took me about half a season to figure it out when I started. It's not that bad. I'm just exaggerating, but it takes a little. For everyone, I think, is used to baseball type scores and.
So I just want everybody to know Mr. Spina had a great shot. He just got
awesome shot.
It was an awesome shot, and then Mr. Cadaret came back and So
you know what we can actually do on Ustream is create highlights. We haven't done that yet. You can just take a little section of video and actually just that little snippet that shows up in the recordings.
Yeah.
So we'll have to. That could be a highlight for Sam. Definitely. All right. So here we go. So the Team Amethyst needs 4. And the way the points work, actually, Dale explained it to me. This actually like the Charbonneau.
Right.
So we were talking about for every $50 raised by these teams, we covered how much they raised. They actually get a point, and then they accumulate points based on the score of this game. If you win the game, you get 5 points. If you win an end, you get 1 point, and for every rock you score at the end, you get a quarter point. So right now, that would mean that Team Opal, if they went on to win this game, would have 5 points for the win. They've won 2 ends. They won the first end and the third end. They scored more than their opponent.
So that would be 2.
That's 7 points. And then they score
5, but 1 1/4
1 1/4, so 8.25 on top of the money they raise. So it's a really nice system, really, really fun. Again, this is all just for fun and for great cause, charities of their choice, the team's choice.
They get bragging rights for the year. They get their name on the trophy.
That's great.
That's the
14th annual.
Yep. So if people are interested in joining us for charity challenges in the future, check out our website. We always have it up there. We have entry forms up there.
And you don't necessarily you don't need to be affiliated with a company or anything like that, right?
You can put 4 friends together and you want to raise some money for a certain cause that you feel strongly about. We'll just contact or go to our website and there's a contact for the charity challenge. And if you can't find it, just go to info and we'll get you, and write an email. Yeah,
so throw 4 friends together, pick a charity and come on down. Join us next, we hope you join us in the open house too if you really,
in
next
October,
fall.
Right. Yep. And then, in the fall we have a series of events for new curlers. Of course, we have our open houses. And then we have a Learn to Curl, which is a little bit more extensive. You learn to curl. You do something like this, a couple hours, where we teach you, and then you have a little game. And then we have curling school.
And do they still have that? Our house is your house.
Your house, Bonspiel, right? Yeah. And that's our house is your house. Bonspiel is the week before curling starts. So if you come to learn to curl and you really like it, you want to try to have a competition that. We have what we call in our house, Sure House Bonspiel, and have everybody has a really good time at that also.
Whoops, I think
she fell.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's all right.
I got it, Janice!
So you can see Sam.
Yeah.
He's got.
So everybody's having a good time out here.
Yeah. So like I said, this is going to be recorded on Ustream for posterity.
Right.
So
people can they can relive their highlights and just fast forward through their less than stellar shots.
That's great. Yeah, Ustream is if you go to our channel. Channel's only been up since January, but there's a lot of recordings out there. You'll see some of the major tournaments at our club.
Right.
There's some recordings, so you can watch some of the finals of those games. Okay, back to the action here. So blue needs 4 to tie this game, so they started out really well with a stone in the ring. So I guess the objective here, just to keep it real simple, is get stones in the rings.
I think so. This is a charity challenge.
Right. Just get them in,
right.
Counting.
Get them counting and make yellow take them out. And so far they're sitting 2.
That's great. Their lead. That's Bruce. Bruce Warkup with 2 beautiful stones there.
Right.
2 beauties. So he did line 1 and 2.
Right, and that's classic.
Was that Bruce? I'm sorry. Was that was Bruce? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're into the second stones. Bruce. So blue set up well. The 6 stones to go. Like we were saying, that it's kind of like a hole-in-one in golf. You can actually have. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll do that, Julie. So this is Joe Aiello. with his first rock. Okay, they're talking about which. Let's cut down here. Okay, so it looks like he may be asking for. Yeah, he wants to throw probably a takeout. That would probably be the smart call.
Right. Let's see what he does. Oh,
Okay, he tried to correct it.
yeah, he did. Tried to correct it. And actually curling.
Come on.
Come on over.
That's probably going to be in the rings, though.
I think it's just. I mean, I think
Maybe
it was
a
the
little
right way
heavy?
for the
Yeah.
takeout. It was actually not too. He
Oh,
didn't
okay.
really overthrow it. This was a nice way for a takeout, but as you can see, he slid out a little. He slid out wide of the broom. He corrected it, but because he was that wide, he couldn't correct it enough. But the weight was beautiful. That's the type of weight you saw him just as you saw it curl.
Right.
Had he been right on line, it would have hit the rock.
Okay, Dan really
Yeah.
coaching hard here.
Yeah.
Even though it's blue, this could make it exciting. Get another blue in. Okay,
Right,
so this is Dave De La Cruz.
Yeah, and he and look at these guys have their draw weight down. This is a little.
They do. That's nice.
I think it's just a little keen. I think it's a little heavy.
Come on, stick around.
Stick around. Okay.
Stick around. They're saying slow down. Everybody's putting the brakes on up here in the warm room.
Yeah.
And that's going to slide through. So unfortunately,
Yeah.
there's no rule and there's no way in curling to actually get a rock out of what we call the rack.
Yeah.
There's no like a checkers type thing where you can actually bring a guy back in. But so once it's through, it's done. So but they still have 5 stones left. So they really start. They need to get pretty critical to get another blue in as soon as possible here. Maybe with the next rock, because yellow will probably hit one of these out
Right.
eventually. Watch with the sign. Oh,
No,
I'm sorry. The sign says
Go, Hayberg Tigers.
Hayberg Tigers. Okay, so looking for what's the call here? That's I think
sit on. He wants him to sit on it, but I think.
that Joe is.
Actually,
They're trying to get it in.
they got to get it to out count the other rocks. Ooh, this could be a break for
Team
Amistad.
Okay, so now really, I mean, you can see what Dan's going to call. He's going to ask, or Sam and Dan. No, Sam doesn't need Dan anymore. He's all set.
Yeah.
He's
like
ready.
easy.
There he goes. So he knows. It's not that,
Oh, that's actually really nice delivery.
That looks
really nice.
Come on now. Don't go too deep. Make this for an exciting finish.
Oh, let him nick this.
It could.
Oh,
It
no,
might.
call the nick. Call the
okay,
wick.
Wait, let me get the...
Call the wick. Oh, you should have called the wick.
Stick around.
See, Coach Marie should have called the wick there. Called the wick on the yellow, and it would have just taken a little of the momentum off. Sometimes we see things like that. We say, you'll hear things like call for the wick, and all that means is that you want to call it so that you just nick another stone. It takes a little momentum off your stone and slows it down, sends it off until at a little angle.
So do we have all seconds have thrown now? I think we're in the
vices.
Okay. So 4 stones remaining for each team.
Right.
So blue's still not out of it.
No, they've got 4 stones left, and they're sitting 2. They only need 2 more stones to tie it up. We could have a tie game.
Yep. Okay, so this is
Jay Niesel.
Scott. No, it's actually Scott Diego, right? Team Amethyst. Oh no, I'm sorry, yellow shooting. So Jay Niesel. Sorry. Okay, so Jay, looks like they're calling for a takeout. You can see it here. And what do we?
Actually looks good.
I think that's going to get a takeout. Well, wait a minute. No.
It's really happy. Oh, change handles. Uh-oh. Oh, it's going to get a takeout, and you watch how it gets the
I think
takeout.
it'll just split them both out of the right. So
Watch
they're
this
both out of play onto the other
yeah.
sheets. This is it's great, man. Everybody said sheet 2 of it was having a great time out there. What's going on over here on 5? Are they still playing?
I don't know. I think that's. Oh, I think they want to go back out and play some rocks.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Broom stacking?
Oh,
what
you
are
know.
they doing?
Team sheet 5 had a broom stacking. They were told about that, so they decided they wanted to try it. So
Yeah, you can just real quickly explain that. Yeah,
So
it's
broom stacking for it's usually done in social curling.
Yeah.
Is that people at some point halfway through the game decide, oh, we are a little thirsty. We wanted to have a beverage and so they stack their brooms in the. They walk upstairs and they have a beverage and they come back down and finish the game.
So you can see they've slid 3 stones in a row through. So they're down to 3. They might.
It's getting crazy here.
Yeah, Sam is really. Yeah, he wants. So we're still in this game though. There's 3 stones left for each team. So a hit here would probably pretty much guarantee at least no worse than a tie.
We're getting
right?
Mr. Spina back next year to be a regular curler.
Oh, absolutely.
He's already into it.
Absolutely.
We're going to have him as a member.
Yeah, very reasonable to join.
Right.
Very reasonable.
And, you don't really need to invest in any equipment. We have all the equipment here for you. As you get better and you want to invest in equipment, and a lot of new curlers do invest in new equipment, but to just come down and try it, you don't have to put forth any investment. Oh, this is a nice shot. Just a touch. No, it's really a nice shot.
Is it going to slide through? Sam is.
Oh, he's sweeping hard. It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
He just has to get it so it's out.
Right. So really, I mean, that one they won't even care about because they sit 2. Blue still is counting 2 closer than the Yellowstone.
Yeah.
So really, this is a big shot. You need to get one in the ring somewhere counting past that yellow. Out counting that Yellowstone. So you certainly wouldn't hit the yellow. There's too much danger of you rolling out yourself.
Right. So you just want to.
So just throw it in somewhere in the paint. We call it the paint, the rings.
Oh.
Okay. Well, that's okay. I do
I'd
that
sweep
all
it.
the time. Come on now. He's asking for
Oh,
it.
look he's a curler. He's out there running. He slipped off the. Okay, well. I think he slipped off his slider, and that took out some momentum off.
That's hard to do with that. I do that. I did that the other day. I was teaching someone how to curl, and I went out there without my shoes. I just put a gripper on, and I tried those slip-on sliders, and I was a little wobbly myself. I said, "What's going on here?" That didn't help. The person I was showing, like, I need to get shoes, but you don't. We used to start with duct tape, right?
Right.
In the old days.
Oh, yeah.
Put duct tape on her.
I had duct tape on my shoes. I couldn't curl. I put the last game of my first season. I had been wearing duct tape the whole time. I must have frustrated. I know I frustrated my skip, who I'm a good friend with now.
Yeah.
To no end. In the last game, I tried the slider.
Yeah.
And she walked up after the game and she said, She goes, "You played so well today." I go, "Oh yeah, I tried the slider." She's like, "You haven't been playing with a slider." So, nobody told me.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, as Julie's talking about, there's actually a little piece of Teflon that you wear to slide, and that's on the bottom of your shoe. But it comes in various forms. You can buy special shoes, or you can slip-on sliders, things like that. All right, so here we go. This is Yellow trying to a hit here would pretty much cement the game. The Blue's still alive. This is Dan Niesel. They're having fun. They're trying to get the Blue. They're on it a little bit.
Oh, you know what? The handle changed.
Wow, look at that shot. Great shot. So really, that's a good shot.
Well.
So they need, let's see. Yep, so if the game's, well, let's see if they can get it close. Let's try to get them to score 3 here. So now we're into the skip stones for Team Amethyst. Sam's getting ready to throw.
Yep.
That was a nice shot by Charles. Hit it out.
Some pretty good games out here. And we have to say that, these people, some of these people didn't start curling till 2 hours ago.
Right.
2.5 hours
so
ago.
I heard some of them have actually done this in the past, right?
Right.
This is their one event.
This is their one charity challenge, yeah. Oh,
yeah, next year I'll have to get a team from where I work together, definitely.
Well, I think it's just a little heavy.
Okay, that one slides through. Let's see if blue can score in this end. They pick up a point, right, for winning the end.
Yeah,
Yep.
winning.
Like we said, you get 5 points to win the game, a point for winning each end. So if blue could score, they'd get 2 points in this game, plus a quarter point for each rock, in addition to the money they raise in the charity. So it's all for fun.
Yep.
It's a wonderful, wonderful event. Everyone's having a blast out here. I'm having a blast
Yeah, it's fun.
broadcasting. This
Yeah.
is awesome. All right, so we're down to Team Opal's last shot, and Team Amethyst will have one more. So here's Charles.
Charles is going to try to curl in and get sit too.
Charles has been making some great shots in this game.
Yeah.
He's a natural-born skip, I think.
Yeah, I think he is. He's good draw weight. That's a little heavy too. Is it? Watch it. Oh, Joe, don't walk backwards.
Okay, and that one goes through.
Yeah.
Okay, so last stone. Let's see if Sam can score. So you hit that yellow and sit right there, and he'd score 2. Right?
Yeah.
Let's see him make a nice takeout.
I see
here.
people's feet by rocks and I get nervous. Oh no, he's just drawing.
He's going to try the draw. Yeah, so what Dan is saying, what Dan is coaching him, he's saying you can either draw. It doesn't
Right.
matter. It's just get
Right.
it closer than that yellow, or you
Oh
can
no,
hit,
no, that's
or you
right, right. He
can-
wants to take it out.
Yeah, I think this is probably a better call.
Right.
For someone new to the sport. Just have him. He seems to have a pretty balanced delivery, so he can get this rock out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, last rock of the game. Sam Spina. Let's see if he can get score.
Oh, this is nice. Come on over. Oh, it's a little heavy.
Looking for it to curl.
No, just not-
It'll snap. It'll snap, but is it going to
it's
snap
not
enough?
enough. That's the key. Here it comes.
He's asking. It might get a piece. Here it comes.
Oh, here it comes. There you go.
Yeah, very nice.
There you go.
There it is.
That was, yeah.
So we got some applause.
Yeah.
Very good. Everybody does a good
Yeah.
game. So our final score: Team Opal prevails over Team Amethyst by a score of 5-3.
Yep.
So should we swivel it over and watch the end of some other games here? I can do it.
Sure.
Sheet 2, right?
Sheet 2.
Okay. So let me. So 5-3. We'll just recap this game real quick. Dan Baris, his all these employees at the Table Residential Center for Girls in Hayburg.
I think we just shot the last rock on sheet 2, or maybe
Okay,
one more
sheet
rock.
2.
Yeah. I think we're just about on
Yeah.
last rocks here. So
Probably not worth it then.
Right.
By the time how about sheet 5? Well, sheet 5 is broomstack, so they're probably. Well, how many ends they have? How many
they have one end. They're on the last.
last? Okay, last few stones.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we'll just go to quad view. They're discussing something in the house here. Yeah, just for fun. Let's actually we'll swivel it over. Let's see. It's this camera.
5 is in contention for the grand.
Okay. All right, I'll swivel it over.
Okay, we actually are gonna turn it over to sheet 5 because they're in contention for the grand championship. We're tied at sheet 5, so it's okay, a little bit more right there. You can see that house basically. Yeah. So it's the last end on sheet 5. Oh, they're gonna measure. We gotta measure. Fighter bar.
So sheet 5 is what are the teams on sheet 5?
Sheet 5 are
Here it is right
yeah,
here.
yeah. It's the Higgins on Ice, and
Higgins
they're playing
on Ice.
for the Wounded Warrior
Right.
Project, and
I see. They raised. We mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
$757. That's
they're
fantastic.
playing the West Road Rockers, the Ride for Missing and Exploited Children.
Yep.
So it's between we're going to give you folks the advanced inside scoop. It's between the All Scars, Titan Homes,
All Scars.
and
Okay.
Higgins on Ice.
Okay. And All Scars are playing for the Waterville Food Pantry.
And Higgins on Ice are playing for the Wounded Warrior Project. So
Okay.
we're waiting.
So those two teams are going to be. One of those is going to be our champion.
championship. The All Scars are off the ice already, and here it comes. What's coming up here?
Okay. So who is red and blue? That's what we got to figure out.
So blue is Wounded Higgins on Ice.
Higgins on Ice. Okay.
Right. And the red are the West Road Rockers, and they're, as I said, playing for the Ride for Missing and Exploited Children. And what's interesting is we can't tell if that back red rock. They can't tell if that back red rock is on. Now it's tie score, so whoever scores wins the game.
Right, and you get 5 points for the win. So
right.
And it's tied up. It's 2-2. Playing the fourth end here.
And it looks like red had hammer in the third, so blue gets last rock. So then the skip of the blue.
It's coming in. We just have one camera.
Oh, actually, I have them backwards. Red is.
Blue is Higgins on Ice.
No, red is Higgins on Ice.
Red, okay. Higgins on Ice, the team.
Yep.
They've raised $757. So what we were saying earlier, that would be, Dale was explaining, that's 16 points because they round up. So 15 points would be every $50 you raise, you get a point.
Yep.
So it's 15 plus they did 757, so 16 points. So let's see what's so Higgins on Ice is we think is counting one. We don't play extra ends here, so probably they split to 5 points. Right. All right. So, Avery, how many rocks do we have left here? Skip rocks, I think we're in. So the skip it just through, and you'll see it appear in your screen in just a second.
He's going to take this one out. Is he going to stay, though?
Blue team.
He's definitely going to take this one out, but...
No, we went right by it. And we have just 2 red stones to play. We'll just all the teams are coming off the ice here. Sheet 2 looks like they're just finishing up.
Mm-hmm. So we got the skip. We were in the skip rocks now on sheet 5.
Yeah. I wish I'd kept better track of who was red and blue, but the award ceremony after they all know who the winners. They'll be announcing, give prizes out for everyone.
Everybody's a winner here.
Yep. So next year, folks, for those of you who may have played and didn't get on camera, we're going to have multiple sheets going next year with our cameras. This was our first venture into streaming this year. We started mid-January. Right. Yeah, so next year, over the summer, we're going to get a lot more permanent setup with the cameras and go from there. So next year, when you come back, we'll promise we'll get everybody on camera.
Whether you want to be or not.
Yeah.
Joking.
Okay, so...
Yeah, there's some games that I don't want to be on camera.
Yes. I know what you're saying. Okay. So let's just stay here. This is the only game out here. Don't have the rosters of all the teams, I apologize. But that's okay. We'll just watch as the curling unfolds. So no, looks like red is still 1.
And they just put, it looks like that's a guard. No, it's not.
Yeah, I'm going to do the I'm wondering if I should just leave everything up all week because I'm going to be here next Friday night.
You can do the rows?
I don't know about that. I'm not playing. I mean, Roger, we had our team, because of MJ, and then Emily can't play on Thursday.
Okay.
So they're basically, I'm not in the rows as of right now, but there might be some teams looking for a player. Right. Yeah, even if I don't play, I'll be definitely come down for the dinner and ice skating after.
Yeah, that's one of our traditions at the curling club is at the last closing bonspiel, the night of the closing bonspiel, we start to melt the ice, and we can ice skate on the...
Right, we turn the compressor to shut it off. It takes it's amazing. It takes like about a week for the ice to melt. All fully melt.
Then we have to clean up take all of our... you can see on sheet 3 we have some, or you can see on here that we have some, some of our patrons have signs in the ice and take those out, and the paint melts, and it's a big process. It's a process.
Yeah.
It's all a process. Laying the ice. It's always a little sad when the ice goes because you know how hard people work to put it in.
Yeah.
Ooh, this looks like a great shot.
Okay, so blue trying to get one in the strings. It's
And
on
it
its
looks
way.
like it's on its way. It looks good. Unless it hits this guard. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay, so crashed on the front guard. So now there's going to be tough to, there's a lot of stones out there now blocking the path. But red that was blue's last, right?
Right.
So this is red just trying to score. Actually, it looks like we don't know if that red stone is in, but it looks like it's in. But red should probably just put one in just for insurance.
Right.
Everybody's coming off. Everybody still smiles all around
Right.
here. Everybody had a great time. We're just giving you some bonus coverage here
Right.
of this. This is the last game remaining on the ice. And we'll be back on Friday night for the finals of the Friday Night Mixed League, the Crawford
Oh, yeah.
League. It'll be Jerry Stevens' rink versus the rink of Bob Kane's rink.
Wow. Good game.
Yeah, should be a good game. Gary White's all excited. He's going to be on. He's the second for Jerry Stevens. And we sang happy birthday to him last night. Amy brought cake. Were you here last night? Yeah. That was nice. Okay, that's going to definitely, the stone's underway. It's not quite in camera view yet, but this is going to be short. It's not going to make it to the hog line.
Come on.
All right, so let's see if was there a winner in this game?
No, Blue's got one more shot.
Oh,
No,
they
no,
do?
no.
No. Oh, blue does have one more shot.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we never picked, yeah.
Oh, I didn't, okay, I couldn't quite see it. I wasn't paying attention to the scoreboard.
So Blue's got to get in there some way.
Yep. So anywhere basically touching the rings is
Yeah.
going to outcount that one on the red on the back here.
Well, and Blue's kind of got a
This
ringer
is
with
red.
Yeah.
It's hard to see from this far away. That's red color.
Yeah.
So
Blue's yeah.
Anywhere in these anywhere in the paint.
Actually, I'd be a little worried here.
Yeah, it's
Well,
tough.
actually, you know what? Blue's got a ringer. Teal's a ringer. Their skip is a ringer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a ringer.
Yeah, it's a ringer. She's curled before.
Okay.
It's Teal or Barbara. That's
Okay, so-
David,
oh, yeah, they say-
David and Kathy's daughter.
I see.
Yeah. So she
Gotcha.
comes from a long line of curlers.
Gotcha.
Her grandparents were really good curlers.
What's her last name again? What's
La Barbara. She's a,
okay, that's right. Yeah.
She's from a long, proud line of curlers. In fact, one of our leagues here is named after her grandfather.
Yeah, it looked like a nice delivery.
Right.
It might be heavy though. Watch out! Don't walk backwards, as you say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it going to dig in? I don't know. Here it comes. It's got a little steam on it. No, a lot of steam. Oh, so there.
Oh, wait, no, they got it. Wait. They got to measure.
Oh, okay, now this is what we were talking about, the biter bar.
Oh, this is
That's
cool.
Audrey Foote, actually. Now watch what they do there. Audrey will set that in the, there's a little hole, like with just a drill hole. She's going to see if it's...
They did it.
Okay, so see that little bar, if it touches the rock, that means it's touching the ring. So
it looks like it's 3-2.
3-2 for Higgins on ice.
Higgins on ice.
So that probably will put them over the top, or we're not sure, Carol. Carol Jones is standing right here. Okay, 820 was all Scars.
But they also won their game.
No.
They did, okay. So it's hard to tell.
Hard to tell. So we're going to sign off from...
Yep. Yeah, we're going to sign off, and we'll be on Friday night. And then the plan is, the Rose is kind of optional, but if there's any tiebreaker games in any of the leagues, we'll definitely be here for the final. Those will be on sheet 3, right?
Right.
They would be?
Yes.
Okay, so let's look for that. You think, how are your leagues? Any chance of a tiebreak game?
Maybe on Wednesday night.
I'm sorry? The All-Scars. Okay,
Yeah.
so we just got confirmation that the All-Scars are the champions of the 2013 Charity Challenge.
But don't call anybody. They don't know yet.
Okay, yeah. All right, so yeah, we'll keep that a surprise, but they
Right.
are the champ. So the 3 viewers out there, you guys have the inside scoop.
Yep.
But anyway, to go back before we sign off, do you think there's any chance of a tiebreak game?
Maybe on Wednesday nights. I have
Wednesday?
to have
Okay,
to look
yeah.
at the league.
Tuesday night is almost, I curl on Tuesday night, but that wouldn't matter because Yeah, but outside we need a lot of luck to be in that 1-2 game. But there's like 4 teams I think at 7-2, so there's a good chance.
Good chance.
And I think Monday is sewn up. I think that's Brian, right? Jason, is it Jason Brian?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like undefeated. And Wednesday is Brian and I think not Roger. I think it's Brian and I don't remember off the top of my head, but there's a couple teams at 7-2. So those would be fun games.
Right.
And like I remember Mike Hessler said, "Why aren't you doing the Charbonneau?" And I didn't even think. Like we were here on Sunday. Mike actually, I was in the Charbonneau final, and he was like, he went looking for it. He figured I'd be streaming it. I probably would have if I wasn't playing in it, but it didn't even occur to me. Like those are games that the club members might want to watch, you know. So all right. So
will
anyway,
see you.
look for that. So Friday night, enjoyed it. I'm Doug Smith,
Julie Schnatry.
and we'll see you in the next broadcast. Have a good afternoon, everybody.
Bye.